watching Monster Truck Attitude.
Welcome back to the arena, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a stellar 8-truck field in our lineup here tonight. And Gary, they're all chasing the reigning Thunder champion, Larry Ramsdale and the Dragon Slayer.
Yeah, Steve, if you remember last week, Larry Ramsdale took out Spooky in the Ghoster Machine in that final round showdown. All eyes are on the Dragon Slayer here tonight.
Well, with that being said, round one action is going to consist of Destroyer taking on Vendetta, Rampage coming back to take on Manu Monster Energy, then Blue Thunder's in the house to take on Snakebite, and first crack at the champion is going to be Michael Ehrlich and Barefoot. He'll be taking on defending champion Larry Ramsdale inside of the Dragon Slayer. Now, up at the line right now in our first matchups of round one, Jack Trimboli and Vendetta takes on Joseph Nelson and Destroyer.
This should be a good matchup, Steve. Rookie versus veteran.
Indeed it is. Both trucks stage at the line. Here's the green light. Vendetta's got a home shot, but here comes Joseph Nelson and Destroyer on the outside lane, and he pulls out a big win here in round one over Jack Trimboli and Vendetta. Gary, let's go back up to the top of the track and check out this MTA replay because Vendetta had a lead.
Yeah, he sure did. Jack Trimboli got the whole shot on Destroyer, but watch your inside lane. Here comes Joseph Nelson and Destroyer putting out the big 4 horsepower. He gets a victory here in round one, Steve.
And the veteran Joseph Nelson and Destroyer will advance on into semifinal competition. But right now, Gary, I want to talk about Jeffrey Skipper, the Iceman, Monster Energy on the left-hand side of your screen. Debuted that truck last week, didn't have much luck. He takes on Robbie Keating and Rampage on the inside. Side by side they go. Up now over the cars. What a matchup. And Rampage started to close the gap as they make contact inside of the shutdown area.
Well, Steve, you just touched on it. Jeffrey Skipper did not have much luck in that new Monster Energy last week, but here tonight, he held out a strong lead over Rampage. But right here, Robbie Keating starts to make a comeback on the inside. Look, the margin of victory. It's going to be Jeffrey Skipper pulling out a win by about inches here tonight in the all-new Monster Energy.
Well, it's got to feel good to get a big-time win in a brand-new truck. Jeffrey Skipper advancing on into semifinal action. But next up at the line, Colt Cobra, Mr. Gene Patterson himself, and Snakebite on the outside lane, ready now to take on Sawyer Ramsdale and Blue Thunder over here on the inside. It's going to be a battle of the Ford horsepower here tonight in round one, Gary. There's a green light down the straightaway, side by side. Blue Thunder's hanging right there with the Snake. What a matchup, and both of them hit the sea containers inside of the shutdown area, Gary. What a dandy race we just had. 2 Ford power plants were throwing it down. Patterson taking on Ramsdale.
Looking back at the replay, Steve, it doesn't get much closer than this right here. Through no man's land, a shootout over the final set of cars, and Sawyer Ramsdale and Blue Thunder pick up a huge win over the veteran in Snakebite here tonight.
A great matchup for all the fans here tonight. The viewers are loving these close races, but right now it's time to close out round one as defending champion Larry Ramsdale and Dragon Slayer get staged on the outside. He's now set to take on Michael Ehrlich and Barefoot. The green light goes down. Dragon Slayer with the early lead. Here goes Barefoot now on the inside lane. What a ride for Michael Ehrlich as he gets it woed down there in the shutdown area, but Larry Ramsdale and Dragon Slayer had his hands full.
Yeah, he sure did. Michael Ehrlich at Barefoot wasn't cutting him any slack. He was a little bit behind, but he makes up the ground in no man's land, giving the win, however, to Larry Ramsdale and Dragon Slayer. He'll hang on to that flag going into semifinal action.
And speaking of semifinal action, Gary, this is how it's going to be breaking down. We're taking a look at Destroyer set to go one-on-one with Monster Energy. Other side of your bracket, Blue Thunder, father-son matchup. Sawyer Ramsdale takes on Larry Ramsdale. Championship flag will be on the line as Larry and the Dragon Slayer try to hang on to that championship flag. But right now, a couple of veterans going to throw it down. Destroyer taking on Monster Energy inside of our semifinal matchups. Who's it going to be going to the finals? There's the green light. Destroyer with a slight lead down the straightaway. Here comes the Iceman. A little cattywampus, Gary, over the final jump into the shutdown area, but Joseph Nelson wasn't going to let him get away with it easy.
Now, Steve, you're right about that. Joseph Nelson and Destroyer definitely put the hammer down up and over the first set of cars that come through no man's land right here. Jeffrey Skipper's a little bit out of shape, but he gets the job done. He puts the brand new Monster Energy inside of the final round showdown.
Well, not much luck last week when he debuted the truck, and it seems like the luck is turning around for the Iceman. We're about to find out who he's going to meet in that final round showdown as we get a father-son matchup inside of semifinals. Sawyer Ramsdale on the left-hand side. Blue Thunder takes on defending champion Larry Ramsdale in the Dragon Slayer. Who's it going to be going to the finals? There's the green light side by side now down the straightaway. A good race here, Gary. Look out, Dragon Slayer's upside down into the shutdown area. What a race here tonight between the Ramsdale boys.
You aren't kidding. It was made make it or break it for both these drivers here tonight. Championship flag on the line, Steve. Larry Ramsdale holding out against Blue Thunder. Again, he gets a little crossed up in no man's land, and he goes for a wild ride. He didn't catch all of that jump going over the final set of cars, and, well, the rest is history here tonight, Steve.
So that means Blue Thunder will match up against Monster Energy in our final round showdown here tonight, Gary. But first, we want to ask our viewers one more trivia question. Again, leave your answer down in the comment section below. But what year did Mikey Vaughters win his Monster Jam World Finals Freestyle Championship? He was driving Overkill Evolution at the time. So again, leave your answer down in the comment section below. But Gary, right now, it's what we all come to see. The final round showdown. Sawyer Ramsdale and Blue Thunder driving for the Backyard Beast race team. He gets set now to take on Jeffrey Skipper in the all-new Monster Energy, driving for the Renegades Motorsports race team.
Yeah, Steve, two great drivers up there at the line in the finals here tonight with two great team backings. One of them is going to become champion here tonight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Sawyer Ramsdale and Blue Thunder, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy. It's showtime here tonight in the final round showdown, and Monster Energy's got a lead. Blue Thunder trying to come back on him now, and it's all Iceman taking the wall hard inside of the shutdown area, but the new truck seems to have the bugs worked out of it, and the Iceman's looking strong here tonight.
Yeah, Steve, if you remember last week when Jeffrey Skipper debuted the new Monster Energy, he was eliminated in round one. And take a look at this in the final round showdown. He wasn't cutting any corners here tonight. He defeated one of the best, and the Iceman is the champion.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, give it up for now a 9-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, your winner here tonight, the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy. And ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed tonight's video, please leave us a big thumbs up. We appreciate it greatly. Answer the trivia question down in the comment section below, and we hope you enjoyed some of the closest diecast monster truck racing here tonight.
I sure did, Steve. Now I can't wait to go get on these whatnot sales.
Gary, don't ever say that again.
Why not? Someone just glued candy corn to an El Toro Loco, and I need to go pick it up.
You really are ridiculous. You know that?